Writing in the End Zone is at its heart a data-driven equity program. In the early 2000s, institutional quantitative data indicated that African American and Pacific Islander male students at CSM completed courses and persisted to the next courses at alarmingly lower rates than did students in other demographic groups. Course enrollment data also indicated that roughly 80% of those students came to CSM to play football. Qualitative data indicated that the roots of the low success, retention, and persistent rates were in fact more deeply connected to unconscious biases on the parts of both students and teachers than they were to students' academic ability to complete college-level work. Students in the target population reported experiencing a constellation of difficult-to-address concerns, while coaches and faculty expressed a parallel set of entrenched perceived barriers to their efficacy in the classroom with these students. Students felt misunderstood and unwelcome in their classes. Coaches struggled to maintain their student-athletes' eligibility to play. Teachers complained about students' chronic absences and almost non-existent compliance with expectations for coursework. In response to what was clearly a crisis in equity and access, faculty in the English department and football coaching staff met to discuss possible interventions to improve these students' success, and from that crucible emerged a learning community, Writing in the End Zone. By paying close attention to their academic needs, interests, and unique backgrounds, Writing in the End Zone provides students with a supportive and nurturing learning environment. As a result, since fall 2004, significantly more students from this cohort have succeeded in their English classes, graduated from CSM, and transferred to four-year colleges and universities.
Probably the biggest thing about Writing in the End Zone is that it provided a safe environment for myself, and I'd like to think for the other players as well. But it provided a comfort zone to where I wasn't afraid to ask questions and feel embarrassed or be shy to ask questions, and I wasn't going to get laughed at or something. So just because I was surrounded by peers and friends that I knew, that Writing in the End Zone helped lay the foundation for my whole structure and essay format. Every essay that I wrote, whether it's a 10-page essay, 21-page essay, whether it's a paper I wrote for Berkeley or a paper I wrote for CSM, it's just Writing in the End Zone helped lay that foundation and the structure that I was going to use for every essay. No matter what kind of essay, persuasive essay or personal statement essay that I'm about to write right now for grad school.
Hi, my name is Kevin Booth. I'm a part of the very first Writing in the End Zone class or course, used to say. It was hands down my favorite class. Learning environment. I look forward to Writing in the End Zone when I came to CSM. You know, it definitely swayed my school. You know, me being here for the school part, it definitely helped in that aspect. You know, because I was mainly football. So that kind of gave me more to look forward to on the school side and being a student athlete, as we say. So that Writing in the End Zone was big in that aspect because, you know, it made me come, and I was here, so I might as well go to my other classes too, you know. It was like a wide open learning environment. It was dialogue, it was interaction. It wasn't just Ms. Tika just teaching and that was it. It was back and forth ideas. It was a good class. It helped my writing.
The biggest thing for me is I was not much of an ask question person. That was not much of our culture growing up, and for them to do that for me, it was kind of my first time ever reaching out to a teacher. So for them doing that gave me the reasoning when I went to Iowa State. Yet I still wasn't the perfect student, but I understood how to reach out to teachers and talk to them. And I eventually graduated in 2012. So the biggest impact for me is now I'm actually going to get my master's. If it wasn't for this class, I would have never probably reached out to my teacher at Iowa State, and I would have never probably graduated.
My Writing in the End Zone experience, I started from the bottom, 838 to 105 to 110. And I can say those experiences have truly changed me to be the man I am today, you know. And I can say that Writing in the End Zone has shown me the true value of what English can do for you. You know, it's helped me to really articulate my own opinions, which I've always had. They've always been there, but I never quite understood how I can get them across to where people can understand what I'm feeling and what I want to say. And Writing in the End Zone has helped me to do that. And, you know, I'll forever be in debt to that. And now I'm currently an English major because of this class, and I want to become an English professor like Tika and like Stafford to show young minds that, you know, you can say what you want to and get people to understand what you're truly feeling inside, you know? So, go Dogs.
Actually having a teacher that was there to help you, didn't judge you or didn't make you feel like you were behind at all. Really was just there for you as a friend, almost like another mother figure, was a blessing for me and for the other students. She helped me build my confidence and to just express myself, and she actually helped me realize how smart I was, and I'm so thankful for that.
Really pushed me to succeed was the care that my teacher, Ms. Tika, had for me, both in the classroom and outside the classroom. She put in so much time to make sure that my classmates and I succeeded.
I'm dyslexic, so English was never a subject I really ever wanted to do because I couldn't really express myself on paper. And with Ms. Tika, she really got me to kind of change the way I thought about the way I wrote. So she really got me to get in touch with that creative side. And writing in the end zone, just having that family environment really got me going, because like if I were to slack off in class, it wasn't just Tika that would get on me, but also my teammates in the class.
So currently, I'm a student at UCSB, and the workload is crazy. There were some nights I would have to read like 200 pages a day and write a ton of essays, and it was a lot to keep up with. But I definitely think that writing in the end zone prepared me for that, because they taught me little strategies of, you know, how to remember things when you read, such as talking to the text, which is just leaving little notes along the way. They taught me more efficient way. The problem that you run into in college, it's not so much writing for length, it's writing to condense. And writing in the end zone, they really taught you how to condense and get to the main idea, because without those skills that they taught me of how to write concisely and in a shorter way, there's no way that I would be able to do as I'm doing at UCSB. I went from being like a 2.0 student in high school, and even before I got into writing in the end zone, I think I was maybe like a 2.9 student, to after writing in the end zone, and to now I'm a 3.7 student. So writing in the end zone has completely turned my attitude in school around.
It really, Mystica kind of really like pushed me to focus way more on English. And like I ended up from being like a C average essay writer to an A, and just through like lots of work and lots of time. And it was really hard on me. But I think like that's what makes you a good student, when you have a teacher that's willing to be hard on you consistently. And she was always on me, trying to make me a better writer, make me understand things more, take it to the next level and the next level. And I think what Wes did is it pushed my boundaries on how long I think I could work on one particular thing. And I think that like helps me in my life and overall makes me a better student.
The way the program's set up, it almost forces you in a way to enjoy English, because you understand it through the process of everything, how important it is to you. And I enjoy English a lot right now. It's probably one of my favorite classes, actually. I used to like completely hate it, so I think that's funny now. And I enjoy reading a lot more. I've read more books in the past year and a half than I have my whole life probably. And that's really all because of writing in the end zone and what it's been able to do for me.
We went to see Jitney. What did you think about that?
It was fun. Experience going to the city with the whole team, and going to your house especially to have dinner with everyone. It was a fun experience, and taking the bus. You know, a lot of people aren't from the city, so not familiar with it. So they had their phones out, taking photos of all Dolores Park and all the scenery that San Francisco gives them. So it was fun and a good play too. So it was a nice time just going back at night, also taking the bus back and going back to your house, especially your cat.
I think what has made that difference is getting the funding, which has freed up time. And what we do with that time, part of what we do with that time, is Ann and I are going to team meetings and team practice and games all the time. But I think the meetings is what has made a big difference. I've been sitting in the defensive theory meetings for the last year, probably twice a week on average, and I've been sitting there learning with my students, taking notes, asking them for help with understanding what zone coverage means. Don't ask me to explain it. And I'm the weakest student in the room. And that's good for me to remember what it's like to be in their shoes when they're in my classroom. But more importantly, I think, is they see my commitment and interest in what they're doing. And it has helped integrate Ann and I into the Bulldog family in a way that we never had been before.
I will say this, and this gets into the other topic of how we know it's working. We get this in other classes, but when one of the guys in the end zone class says, you know what, I actually like that book, or you know what, I think that's actually the first book I've ever read, the whole thing. It's a real challenge.
I think some of the biggest challenges that we have when we start out, it's the lack of preparation and the lack of skills a lot of times that the students come in with, and getting young men who are out of their comfort zone in an English class with low skill level to completely buy in, trust you, and love something that they haven't necessarily loved before in their life, and to embrace writing, reading, and say this is something that's going to become one of my strengths. I think that's hard. And then a lot of the young men initially when they come in, they're very distrustful of the world, of everybody, and for them to come and see that our English teachers love them, they care about them not just as student number 14 that's in my English class. They're there for them, and they're going to be there for them forever.
My name is Eddie Elder. Went to San Mateo for 2.5 years. Transferred to ASU in 2009. Got my bachelor's in interdisciplinary studies. My minors were communication and sociology. I had the blessing to play for the Arizona Cardinals in 2012. And in 2014, I played for the Ottawa Red Blacks, but was shortened because of an injury to my shoulder. Now I'm coaching at my old high school, Luther Burbank High School, as a head coach, and I'm currently trying to pursue my teaching credentials. But the reading part, it helped me a lot just based on the environment that was around us. You feel me? I was comfortable. It allowed me to be myself. So being around the guys and stuff, you got to see the academic side of them because you already knew what you was getting on the field. Me as a football player and as an athlete, just consistency and trust. I feel like they both go hand in hand. A lot of teachers tell you one thing, then tell you another thing. From middle school to high school, you get different English teachers, and they all have their own way of doing things. But right in the end zone, they was all consistent from each level. From the bottom to the top. They was telling you how to better yourself, how to go about things. They was always on the same page. And that's what you have to take. You have to take that and apply it to the football field. You can't be inconsistent on the football field. You be inconsistent, you won't see the field. Same as the school. You feel me? If you inconsistent, your grades go fluctuate. It ain't gonna be a solid B, solid A. It might be a solid D, solid C. And those ain't never solid. You feel me? So, if anything, the right end zone helped me with trust and consistency for sure.
Coming into writing in the end zone, I started off in English 838, and I moved up to 105, then to 110. And man, writing in the end zone is a great program with a lot of support. Miss Tika and Miss Stafford is my second moms, man. They helped me a lot with my writing, and they inspired me to become an English major. When I first came into writing the end zone straight out of high school, I didn't read. I can only remember reading about one book. And the problem was I just didn't know how to read a book and comprehend it. So I would read a book and not finish it. If I didn't understand it, I would stop reading it. And with this program, there's a lot of support. It's people here to help you. Your teammates are here to help you. Teachers are here to help you. Even the coaches are here to help you. They sit in class with you. And everybody's just here to help you. No one's here to watch you fail. And what I've learned from the Writing in the End Zone program, I've learned that it's okay to fail. When I first came, I thought I was writing good papers. And I wasn't. They let me know that real fast. And with that, it made me work harder. And when I finally started writing good papers, and I look back failing, and I look back to when I was failing, it made me appreciate the work that I was doing when I was succeeding. It made me appreciate getting a good grade on the paper and having pride that I got a good grade on the paper. And I plan on being an English teacher thanks to Miss Tika and Miss Stafford. And I just want to tell y'all, man, to keep grinding. Don't be discouraged. And once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog, man. Once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog. I'm going to say that one more time.